Well, we're going to stay on this story now and cross to Mansour Shuman, who's a Gazan activist who is in Doha right now. First of all, you've been hearing what our Middle East correspondent was saying there. What more can you add about what's happened in Doha? I believe the Qatar district is where the targets were hit.
Yes, that's correct. The residents here in Doha heard a loud explosion when it happened. No one knew really what was happening at that time. But slowly we started hearing the news, and we understood that it was an airstrike done by the Israelis on a residential complex area in Doha. What I'm hearing on the ground now from sources close to the officials is that all of the senior Hamas leadership have survived this attack.
Survived, did you say? Just to confirm that, you say they survived this attack? Yeah.
Yes, all the senior Hamas leadership officials have survived the attack. And there are some casualties. One of the martyred was the son of Dr. Khalil al-Hayya. We also had a few others who were martyred in this attack. Again, the details right now are still not clear. However, this is an unmatched escalation by this Zionist entity that doesn't have any red lines. And it seems that this has been contemplated, this has been part of their strategy, and they have been planning this for some time right now. But this is, again, one of their many failures. They failed in diplomacy, they failed in public relations, and they're failing right now in trying to bring down the determined Palestinian people who try to remain on their land, who try to resist their occupation. And if they think that by targeting their senior leadership in different countries will hinder their determination, then they are wrong. Because the cause of the resistance and why the Palestinians are determined in Gaza and in the West Bank is because of the occupation. And whenever the occupation continues to exist, then people will continue to resist. The work is systematic. The work doesn't rely on people. And if they are able to kill people from Gaza, from outside of Gaza, people in Gaza will continue to resist the occupation. This is what they don't understand. They need to understand that by doing what they're doing, they continue to alienate themselves and they continue to bring more people towards the Palestinian cause. And this is one of many failures, I think, that they will continue to do. These Israeli Zionists, by targeting a country that has, for the last over a decade now, tried to negotiate peace amongst different countries all around the world and targeting their land, their homes in their country, I think this is a very, they've crossed all red lines here, and they should fear the worst when it comes to any kind of negotiations moving forward. However, when it comes to the Palestinian side, when it comes to the people here in Doha, for them, I think that they will continue to do what is right. When it comes to Palestine, they will continue to fight for what is right for the Palestinian people. And again, we cannot forget that right now there's a battle for extermination against the people in the north of Gaza. They're trying to push over 1 million people to continue to do another 1940 and 1967. So we need to continue to talk about what's happening there on the ground. Their strikes against us in different countries around the world should not stop us talking about what is happening in Gaza right now.
Yeah, Mansour, I just want to talk about the state of Qatar, which has issued a statement from the Foreign Ministry condemning this attack by Israel, calling it a blatant violation of international law. You said there that you think Qatar will continue to advocate for the Palestinians, continue to advocate for Gazans. But can we expect Qatari authorities to actually take any action here regarding Israel? Because, you know, this is the first time we have seen Israel, at least that we know of, attacking the Qatari state.
I think that, in my opinion, the Qatari officials, the Qatari state is a selfless state. They act because they are humanitarians. They act because they believe that bringing peace to the world makes the world a better place. I'm sure that in the background, there will be a lot of talks, especially with the Americans, about the red lines crossed. But I think that Qatar will continue to take the lead when it comes to negotiations and bringing peace to the region. Again, this is my personal opinion, given what I know about the Qataris in general and the Qatari perspective on negotiating peace in the region and in the world.
I just want to bring you some comments that we've had given to the Al Jazeera TV network. This is that a senior Hamas official saying that the movement's negotiating team was actually attacked during a meeting in Doha. We know that the chief negotiator for Hamas met with the Qatari leader yesterday, on Monday. There was discussion said to be about the latest plans set out by Donald Trump, including his plans for a ceasefire. What do you know about that, and what do you make of the timing, if it's true that this was a discussion about getting a ceasefire?
Yeah, I think that the ceasefire plan brought to the table by the Americans is basically to give up all of the Palestinians' right to resist, to lay down our arms, and to give up. So the Palestinian side clearly said no to that. We believe that we have rights under international law. We haven't gone over 700 days of losses in our blood, in our infrastructure, in our people, in order to give up and to admit that to give up everything and to allow Israel and America to take control of Gaza. We learned of what history taught us when we gave up our arms in Lebanon and what happened there to the Palestinians. We learned about what happened in 1948 and 1967 when Palestinians were promised to go back to their land, but they continue to be refugees since then all over the world. I think that the reason this strike happened is because the Palestinian side is determined to continue to stay strong on what they believe is the right to resist and their right to ensure that all Palestinian rights continue to stay with them, despite the heavy price that the Palestinians are paying in Gaza. And again, this is the same. Palestinians, if they are outside of Gaza or inside of Gaza, they continue to support each other. They continue to ensure that everyone is taken into consideration when making these decisions. Apologies.
Yeah, you're still with us, Mansour. But I just want to ask you about some of the reports in the Israeli media now suggesting that Israel informed the US in advance of this attack in Doha and was essentially coordinating with the US. Given that the US has a base in Qatar, what do you make of these claims and what could be the fallout from that?
I think that this might not be accurate. Sometimes you would hear reports from inside Israel to show that they agreed and aligned with the US, but it comes out not to be true. Let us hear what the official US narrative says from the ground, and then come to a realization of what really happened. Again, it might be true, it might not. But again, the Israelis, they want to show that they have the backing of countries around the world and that they make decisions after talking to other countries, especially the United States. But at many times they act on their own. And then after the fact, they get approval from the Americans or other countries. So let's see what the US has to say.
Yeah, it's interesting, though, because this does come not very long after Trump was quoted as saying that he's warned Hamas about the consequences of not accepting. This is my last warning. We know that Trump has said he wants all of the remaining hostages, around 48 of them, to be released, those alive as well as those who have died. Is there any chance that we are seeing the consequences of that not being accepted immediately play out?
Um, I think Trump was talking about Gaza and actions against the people of Gaza. I'm not sure if he was aware that senior Hamas officials will be targeted outside of Gaza in a country like Qatar. Uh, Again, let's wait in here to see what Trump has to say on his official media or in live conferences from the United States. I have a feeling that no, Israel acted on their own, and they're trying to get approval of this operation afterwards.
Mansour, we're going to need to leave it there. Thank you so much for your time today. That is Mansour Schumann, who's a Gazan activist who is in Doha, where that strike by Israel has apparently taken place, attempting to take out the Hamas leadership there. Thank you very much.
Thank you.